I'll never forget the silence, the kind that clings to walls, thick and judgmental. I walked into her in-laws' dining room, the air heavy with perfume and arrogance, their laughter still echoing from the sentence I caught just outside the door. "She washes dishes for a living," my sister had said. Her voice was sugar-coated, but the knife was sharp. I stood there in my U.S. Marshal's uniform, boots polished, badge gleaming under the chandelier. Their silver forks froze mid-air, wine glasses trembled. And her smile, the one she wore when she thought she'd finally humiliated me, died in slow motion. That was the moment my revenge reached its peak, but it didn't start there. Back then, she was my blood. We grew up in the same cracked house, two sisters who promised each other survival. I carried her secrets. I shielded her from fists, lies, and nights when dinner was nothing but silence. When she cried, I listened. When she dreamed, I believed. But envy is a quiet poison. I saw it grow in her eyes the day I got my badge. She congratulated me with trembling lips, her hug stiff. She thought she hid it well. She didn't. At first, I ignored it. She had her own life, her rich husband, the mansion, the pearls. I thought she was happy. I thought she'd never cut me down. I was wrong. The betrayal started small. Whispers that never reached me but lingered in the family circle. Stories bent into half-truths, twisted until my image cracked. She's obsessed with work. She's cold. She's just ordinary. But then the mask slipped. A neighbor told me she laughed when someone asked if I was baiting. Her? Who'd want her? She barely makes enough to cover rent. I brushed it off. But the evidence stacked. A text I wasn't meant to see, her telling her husband's family I was nothing but a glorified security guard. Her little smirk when she saw me arrive at her parties in plain clothes while she sparkled in gold. That's when I knew. She didn't just want her life to look better than mine, she wanted mine to look smaller. I didn't rage, I calculated. I didn't slam doors or scream. I let her believe she was winning. I stayed quiet, watching. And while she spread lies, I worked. Case after case, night after night. My silence wasn't weakness, it was strategy. I knew her world, her desperate need to impress, her constant hunger for approval from her wealthy in-laws. So I built my plan around that. Let her brag, let her boast, let her spin her fiction. And then let me walk in and tear it apart with a single truth. The opportunity came at her anniversary dinner. She invited me reluctantly, probably because appearances demanded it. Her in-laws were all there, lined up like royalty at a banquet, the chandeliers reflecting in their jewelry. I could feel their eyes on me before I even entered. I lingered outside the door for a moment, and then I heard her, laughing, her voice dripping with mockery. She washes dishes for a living. That's what she does. The table erupted in laughter. Her husband chuckled too. And in that second, something inside me hardened. I stepped in. The room froze. My uniform caught the light. My badge shone like a blade. Boots against marble echoed louder than their laughter ever could. They looked at me the way prey looks at a predator, confused, afraid. And her, my sister, her face drained of color. She stammered, "What are you doing here dressed like that?" I didn't answer her. I addressed the table. "Forgive me for interrupting. I just got off duty, protecting witnesses, escorting felons, the usual." Their eyes widened. Silver forks clattered against plates. Her father-in-law adjusted his tie, suddenly respectful. Her mother-in-law blinked like she'd swallowed glass. I let the silence stretch, savoring it. Then I turned to my sister. "Funny," I said, calm as steel. "I heard you've been telling people I wash dishes for a living." Her lips parted, but no sound came. The power shifted in that instant. She wasn't the queen anymore. She was the liar caught under a spotlight. That was the climax. The whispers stopped. The laughter died. Her in-laws looked at me with newfound awe, and at her with something colder, disappointment. She had tried to humiliate me. Instead, she humiliated herself. I didn't scream. I didn't gloat. I didn't need to. I just stood there, polished and unshakable, the truth doing all the work. Later, when I left, she followed me outside. Her voice cracked, desperate, almost childlike. "Why did you do that to me?" I looked at her, really looked. At the jealousy etched into her features, the envy that had rotted her from the inside out. "I didn't do anything," I told her. "You did this to yourself." And I walked away. Now, when I look back, I don't feel guilt. I gave her enough rope, and she used it to strangle her own reputation. I didn't destroy her. I simply